Today's tutorial is going to learn how to make this nice little dress card using our paper and our ribbon and our coordinating fabric. And so this uses the Delicate Doilies stamp set as well as the Flirtatious fabric that we sell through the current Stampin' Up! Catalog. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to make the bodice of the dress. And what I've done is I have punched a hole, the circle, using my 2.5-inch circle punch, and then I take that same circle and I punch out a little wedge. Okay, and then what I do is I actually put a little bit of dado on this piece and I stick it down to the other side. So you'll end up with something that kind of looks like an apple core, and then you'll just want to punch it through again. Okay, so now I have the bodice of my dress, and now you can cut however much you want out of this top part, but I prefer a boat neck, so I'm going to use my scallop oval punch, and I am going to just push it through until I see the edges, and then I'm going to back it up a bit and try to make sure that it's even. And I want to, the evenness comes from the location of the edges of the scallops in relation to the paper. So now I have my bodice, and I'm actually going to take my ribbon, and this is a piece of the taffeta ribbon in Whisper White. I'm going to tie the little length around, and then I'm going to knot it. Oops, sorry. That would be better if it was on screen, wouldn't it? Okay, just knot it. And then take your scissors and just trim off the edges just a bit. Okay, so now you have your bodice, and now you're going to make your skirt part of your dress. So this requires this big shot and the use of the circle scallop 2 size, and so we're going to use this larger die cut. We're also going to use the silicone mat, and make sure you place it beneath the die or else it's going to cut straight through that silicone mat, and trust me, unfortunately, from personal experience. So you're going to take a piece of your fabric. I've cut, I believe it's about a 4x4 inch square, and I'm actually going to turn it over so the darker side is facing the die. Now, just for extra punch, I'm just going to push a piece of scrap paper on top of it because I want to make sure that I get no rough edges that might fray. Okay, and so now I'm going to push it through, and it will be a little difficult to run through, so you will have to use some extra force. Pardon the squeaks as it moves. Okay, then once you have that done, you're going to remove this, remove your scratch paper, and you're left with a very clean edged circle, a scallop circle rather. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to take the piece of bodice that you've already cut, and you want to line this up against the edges of the bodice. So you're going to fold those pieces in until you get a nice flare away from the bodice. And you're just going to use a little bit of tape and tape down the fold that you just made. Doesn't have to be a lot, but first tape that part down, and then take an additional piece of tape, excuse me, and tape it to the paper. Okay, there you have that. Okay, now all you have to do is affix it to your card. This card uses Pretty in Pink on Whisper White paper with Pretty in Pink outline, and then the Melon Mambo. And these are all colors that you find in the Flirtatious fabric. So now to get it to stick to the paper, you could use glue, but I'd rather use Stampin' Dimensionals. And the nice thing about the Dimensionals is that they do work on the fabric as well. So I just put 2 up here, and then 1 at the bottom of the bodice, right on the fabric. And then if you want, you can put some down here. I put one right down here and right down here just to make sure that it sticks. Pull all of those off. And lay it down on your card. Well, that is it. So good luck and enjoy your project. Happy stamping!